Oh, Oscar, you're so wild. Hello there. Arthur Pennyhand here at your service. Actor and lifelong thespian to the arts. This is very embarrassing. You've caught me in my swim gear. Now, some of you may recognise me from the Palindrome Theatre last week, where I performed my one-man show of Hamlet. To be...
You suck!
Yes, much like my old scoutmaster, the audience was a tad frisky. Now, if there's one thing most people like to ask me, other than my immediate plans of being deceased, it's how does an actor stay so vibrant? And I tell them the key thing is a good diet. You see, if you wish to be a good actor, then you'll need the correct amount of energies, which is why I'm going to take you round today and show you all the perfect lunch to be an actor. So here we go. Sit back, relax, enjoy, maybe even get on your aprons for Cooking with Arthur.
Cooking with Arthur, cooking with Arthur. Now we are cooking. Who we cooking with? It's Arthur. Cooking with Arthur.
Hello there, Internet, and welcome to Cooking with Arthur. Now, today we are going to make a very special dish. Today we are making Ais de la vegan. Now, before we get into the fine details, first, a very important thing, we must wash our hands. Okay, this will be a very simple step. All we have to do... And that's how we wash our hands. Don't worry about fussing too much. When will washing your hands ever become important? Okay, now that our hands are wiped cleaner than Gary Glitter's hard drive, we move on to the first step. Right then, the first thing you'll need for our recipe of Ais à la vegan is a freshly polished pan. I stole this from a fellow named Peter. Such a tragic fellow. I stole it while he was snorting this strange yellow powder. Right then, now that you have your pan, we need to add the most important ingredient of all, a freshly grown cupful of ice. Now, if you're watching this video in the future and the polar ice caps have melted, then I recommend using an ice substitute. I believe he goes by the name Vanilla. Now then, with the ice safely in the pan, what we do is we put it in the oven and set it for a temperature for around 20 minutes. Now that is how we burn the calories, but be careful and don't let it be in there for longer than 20 minutes. Like my mother always used to say, if you overcook your food, I'll never love you. Now then, with all those steps completed while we're waiting for that to finish cooking, we're going to add ourselves a lovely little side dish to spice up the flavour. Now then, what you see before you is known as a plate. Now don't worry, we're not going to be eating this, not at least unless quarantine lasts for another month. So instead, what we're going to add to our dish is a lovely piece of whole grain brown bread. Now then, now that we have our bread, we need to add, sadly, a little bit of finishing touches. So here we have a bowl that I shall put there, and we're going to very carefully remove all the gluten from the bread to make it even more healthy. So here's what we do. We got to just take away a little bit
of the gluten. Now, gluten, as we know, is wheat protein. So we're going to have to very slowly and carefully remove all of the gluten that's around the bread. Now, there's a lot more gluten, especially on the back part of the bread. So we have to take out all of the gluten. We can't have any of that gluten. No. It's like my mother always used to say, Arthur, if you eat gluten, wolves will eat you in your sleep. So no, we must get rid of all the bad gluten. Such bad gluten. I'm a good boy, Mummy. Okay, so now we're left with what we have here, but I still see gluten. So no, we must get rid of the gluten. Get rid of all of the gluten. Die, gluten, die. There we go, and we're left with, hang on. Perfect.
So then, with all of those steps complete, it is now time to get our main ticket out of the oven. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. So, first thing we do is we turn off the oven, we open the oven, and then we... After repeating all of the previous steps and a quick trip to A&E, make sure you have on an oven glove. We open up the oven, we turn it off, and this time we take out the pan. Look at that. Really reminds me of things I have that less fortunate countries don't, like water. Right then, now that we have all of our precious ingredients, we have our ice à la vegan, and let us not forget our plate of gluten-free bread. What we do then is we put the bread below the ice, and we very slowly pour on the ice à la vegan. And there we have it, a delicious gluten-free, fat-free, sugar-free, flavour-free, enjoyment-free, fantastic zero-calorie snack that you can have at any meal time. And that, everyone, is everything you need to have the perfect meal to get you through the day as an actor. I have been Arthur Pennyhand, and salutations to you all. Bye.
Cooking with Arthur, cooking with Arthur. Now we are cooking. Who we cooking with? It's Arthur. Cooking with Arthur.